Hey, the internet, y'all got us all the way up. We met that dude, Duke the Jeweler, the night before. We was gambling. The next day, dude followed us to the concert. When we left out the concert, we under the garage, dude went to his car by himself and walked down to the parking lot. That's when somebody tried.
Is that a jeweler named Duke recently got killed. And the story's really messed up. So I want you to talk about what happened.
He's the one that's tied to the dude that makes the loaded dice. Right? Check the play out. All entertainers, when you go to Houston, stay away from Jay Prince Jr. The whole play going on. Here go the play right here. The play is a loaded dice.
Blood-stained dice clattered across that velvet table, smiles everywhere, but only one man was leaving that room alive. Duke the Jeweler didn't go out broke. He went out surrounded by snakes. And now there's blood on Mob Ty's hands, and the feds, they see it too. Duke wasn't robbed. He was executed, and not by some masked thief in an alley. Nah, this hit came from the inside. He died right after leaving Boosie's dice game, surrounded by folks who were dapping him up one second and possibly sending signals the next. And guess what? Those same people are now under federal heat.
I stayed tough, even when I got my chain stuck. Go through hard time, but we know that what made us. Can't blame us, we love the script, cause that what paid us. Yeah, ain't gonna ask, I know them niggas laid up. I call kill, I get the picture, like going where I'm up. I can't even find, you know how many nights I done stayed up.
50 Cent just threw gasoline on the whole situation, posting receipts, sharing whispers, and hinting that this setup was way deeper than anybody thought. And here's where it gets straight up like a movie. Just 2 weeks before Takeoff lost his life in another dice game gone wrong, guess who was shutting down a table at a Jay Prince Jr. event? Duke.
He was walking to his car or something, and some dude tried to rob him. Some dudes tried to rob him. See, some dudes had tried to rob me and walked off by himself. I had just met dude yesterday. Try to rob dude. Dude must ain't get up.
Spokesman Flight Zach, we're number 2 for departure. Flight attendants, please bear the captain.
Just met dude.
Same scene, same players, same twisted setup. And when the wrong man starts winning, the whole game turns deadly. Now Mob Ties is being watched heavy. Boosie, Jay Prince Jr., Lil Cam, all of them. The whispers have turned into warnings.
We was in a garage. He must have walked outside to the parking lot. We was in the garage, we heard the but it like they was far away in the parking lot. He must have went to his car or something. Dude was finna make a piece for him too. Damn.
But how did it even get this far? Let's zoom out. From the outside, Duke looked like he was living the dream. Self-made from Chicago, he built his brand from scratch. This wasn't no SoundCloud jeweler. He was making custom pieces for real clients with real clout. And he didn't fly to Houston just to party. He came to secure a bag.
Entertainer invites him in. Act like he's covering for him, hanging out, everything is cool. Let's go here, let's go there, let's go here, let's go there. He introduces the dice game. He got 3 right? who rotate the dice. Now these dice is loaded. Tell me it's a Wolf, Big Caprice, and watch this, and Little Cam are the loaded dice rotators, right? He said what? There was a situation that occurred that a certain jeweler around and got past the dice on accident and was hitting on them for a couple hundred. They got irritated about that. I ain't gonna go too far into that story because, right, boom. The only way they could get their money back was however their money back. He said, but Lil Cam, Wolf, and Big Caprice are the three designated to say I'm up, I got the next, and they pass the dice to each other, but they loaded, but they shooting.
Boosie allegedly invited him personally to talk about a custom design. So Duke pulled up with that $1 million Louis Vuitton duffel loaded with unreleased pieces. But what he didn't know, that trip was also his final goodbye. Let's zoom in on that dice game. According to leaked audio from Whack 100, who's locked into the streets, this wasn't no friendly game. This was a whole setup.
The jeweler. I gotta do my research, see what jeweler might have been down there shooting dice. But nevertheless, to all the entertainers, you know, Dukes of Hazzard was one of my favorite shows, right? I don't know if y'all watched it. I was thinking about Daisy Dukes for a reason. I don't know why I said that. You know, one might go with it, may not go with it, but I don't know. If the math is math, and let it math. But entertainers, beware. Oh, with Jay Prince Jr., when he talked about let's go shoot some dice. Because the loaded dice crew of three, Lil Cam, Wolf, and Big Caprice. We know Lil Cam in there because I believe somehow, some way, he was caught up in the dice situation. Rest in peace, Takeoff. I don't know what's going on. But what I do know this, Jay Prince Jr. got a whole thing that when y'all come into town, hold on, bro. Didn't they say Fifth Ward earlier that day shooting dice?
Yep. That's a fact. That word been out, Wet. That word been out. We been had that memo.
And then, so they've been getting hit all day, and it got to the point that the thing, Quavo like, that into dice. That's what this nigga Jay Prince Jr., boy, these niggas got all kind of shit going on down there. They say, he said the jeweler nigga got past the dice. He didn't even know the motherfuckers was loaded. He just think he hit. These niggas is mad as a motherfucker. Cause they like, nigga, how you pass this nigga the loaded dice?
Allegedly, Jay Prince Jr. is running a rigged dice ring, and the same trio always runs the table. Lil Cam, Big Capri, and a dude named Wolf. They rotate the dice like it's some secret ritual, and the house, it always wins, unless someone messes up the pattern. And that night, somebody messed up. Wax says Duke ended up with the wrong dice, the loaded ones, and he started cooking. Hundreds, then thousands, then tens of thousands, fast. That's not luck. That's a threat to their money.
We was gambling. You know, every party I throw gambling parties and shit. Dude was gambling. They trying to make false reps like the dude beat somebody out some money, but the dude actually lost his money, bro. Ain't nobody really win. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude lost his money, and you know, four dude left. Dude was like, man, I won't make a piece for you. Woo de woo. I'm like, nigga, make me a gold piece. You know?
Jay Prince Jr. allegedly takes 30% of the night's haul. So when Duke started draining that pot, alarms started going off, and Duke wasn't being quiet either. He was iced out in diamonds, throwing stacks like party favors, filming everything for Instagram. It was loud, flashy, and fearless, and it rubbed people the wrong way. Here's where it gets eerie. Watch that footage closely. You'll catch Boosie doing a soft whistle, not loud, not wild, but right after, his nephew turns straight toward Duke. Then a guy in a red hoodie taps Boosie's nephew like a silent signal. The vibe shifts. 1 minute, Duke's laughing and rolling dice. Next minute, you can feel the countdown start, and that tension, That wasn't in his head. That was real. That's body language, the kind that screams, they already decided how tonight ends.
Everyone.
His car was outside the arena under where we was. It was on side the parking lot, so he had to walk to his car. And that's where the incident took place when somebody, tried to get him or whatever. But Vlad, bro, if anybody know me, bro, that ain't my stilo, bro. You know what I'm saying? That ain't how I get down, bro. Like, that ain't how none of my people get down. And that's just the bottom line. That's shit that we wouldn't do. And, we was fucked up about it because obviously they were watching us. Obviously they were waiting for anybody to walk across that parking lot to them cars and get in them cars. So, it could.
And here's the part that don't sit right. If Boosie invited Duke, a man carrying over $1 million in jewelry, why didn't he provide any security? Why did Jay Prince Jr. let an out-of-town guest roll with no protection in a dice game full of street dudes? Something ain't adding up. Now rewind it. Duke left that dice game with no bodyguards, no team, no driver, just him walking solo through a dark Houston parking lot after being around millions in cash and jewelry. If that sounds off, it's because it is. And within minutes, gunshots. Duke was ambushed and shot. But here's the part that blows the whole robbery theory out the window. His jewelry and cash, still on him. Nothing was taken. Nothing. That was no stick-up. That was an execution. He wore the same $1 million chains to Boosie's concert just hours before. But the wildest twist? That Louis Vuitton bag, the one holding all of Duke's unreleased jewelry, it didn't disappear. It turned up inside Boosie's house. Let that sink in. Houston PD confirmed it. Whether Duke handed the bag to Boosie for safekeeping during the game or Boosie ended up with it after the fact, we don't know. But what we do know, that bag made it to Boosie. Duke didn't. And Boosie's response? A nervous Instagram Live filmed on a plane claiming he barely even knew Duke. Said Duke just walked off. But hold up, you barely knew him? Didn't you invite him personally for a custom piece? Didn't you let him flex $1 million in jewelry at your private dice game? Then walk to his car alone? Nah, something ain't right. Let's be real. Boosie didn't exactly look like some innocent bystander. He looked pale, stressed, and like he knew something was coming. And trust, it gets way worse. See, the feds had already been circling Boosie for other cases, but once Duke was gunned down, they split his case off into its own separate federal investigation. No delays, no distractions, just one mission: find out what happened to Duke. And the first thing the feds did, they tracked Duke's phone. The final ping? Boosie's recording studio. So unless Duke's phone magically grew legs and walked itself over there, someone in Boosie's circle brought it there. And here's what's wild. They didn't even try to hide it. They didn't smash the phone. They didn't wipe it. It just went dark after that ping, turned off manually. That's when the feds got hot. They went forensic on Duke's rental car, and guess whose prints turned up? Boosie's nephew and cousin. Now, this ain't just looking bad, it's looking deliberate. And just when you thought it couldn't get darker, it does. A witness came forward, a guy who was just outside the building smoking, said he saw Duke walking alone toward his car. Everything looked calm, but out of nowhere, Boosie's nephew slid out the shadows like he'd been waiting. Duke must have felt it in his gut because he allegedly swung first, tried to fight back, but it was already too late. One quick move, and Boosie's nephew allegedly pulled the trigger. And they didn't even try to pretend it was a robbery. Nothing was taken. Not a single chain, not a dime of cash. You know why? Because this wasn't about stealing. This was about silencing. And instead of tossing the bag or hiding it, they kept it. That's not dumb. That's bold. That's someone who doesn't think they'll ever get caught. And guess who else caught on? 50 Cent. You ever notice how artists always get the same quiet warning when they touch down in Houston? Check in. No flyer. No memo. But it's real. Rappers, influencers, even NBA stars, they all hear it. Check in with Jay Prince Jr. and the Mob Ties Circle, or risk the consequences. But here's the cold truth. What happens when the same people you're checking in with are the ones setting you up? Jay Prince Jr. hosted the very dice game Duke attended, the same host behind the game where Takeoff was killed. 2 men, 2 games, same pattern. At some point, protection starts looking a lot like a trap. And if Jay Prince Jr. really runs the city like he says, then how come 2 people didn't make it out alive? Even Whack 100 couldn't stay quiet. He called it out, said the whole setup's a scam, claimed J. Prince Jr. plays it slick, invites big names, plays the friend card, gets them comfortable, then surrounds them at the dice table with his own people. And now, the streets are waking up. Some artists are backing away, quietly pulling out of Houston events. Labels don't want to touch it. It's turning toxic. Even 50 Cent is subtly calling it out, dropping clips, sharing captions that ain't so subtle, and making it real clear he's not scared to speak. Some say he's playing with fire. Others, they think he's the only one saying what everyone else is too scared to admit. And Boosie? Sources say he's panicking. The feds ain't lumping this into his old gun charges. They're digging deep into what went down the night Duke died. They're watching his mansions, digging through his finances, even following his son's digital trail. But the real storm, it might be coming from inside the house. Allegedly, Boosie's own girlfriend told somebody that night. He came running back inside looking shook, like he was hiding something. But ever since then, he's been out here acting like he don't know anything. Same tired story on repeat. And now folks are asking the real question. If Boosie goes down, who's he taking with him? Because Boosie don't move alone. His nephew's knee-deep in this. His cousin, too. And now his name is getting all twisted up with J. Prince Jr., who's already drowning in heat since Takeoff's death. All the threads, they're crossing, and they're all leading back to that dice table. But wait, it gets even messier. Finesse 2 times. The same artist Mob Ties used to back heavy is starting to pull back publicly. First, he was name-dropping J. Prince Jr. in every interview. Now, he won't even say the man's name. That's not shade. That's a shift. At first, folks thought it was just quiet distance. No more concerts, no more backstage hangs. But then the whispers hit, and the root of it, a woman. Not just any woman. Finesse's baby mama. Word is, she and her mama lined him up, called the cops, got him locked up for violating probation. And guess who stepped in to clean it up? J. Prince Sr. made some phone calls, pulled some strings, and Finesse was back home in 2 weeks. But did Finesse cut ties with the girl? Nah! He ran right back to her. That's when J. Prince Sr. had enough and took it public. He tweeted with his whole chest, "I told the homie to stay the fuck away from that woman if he loves his life, but he didn't listen, even after I had to get him out of prison. Y'all better be careful thinking these women got your best interests." And then came the real chaos. Rumors started flying that J. Prince Jr. might have gotten Finesse's girl pregnant. Is it confirmed? Nope. But the fact that people believe it and Finesse hasn't denied it, that says everything. At first, fans thought it was just gossip, but then people started connecting dots. J. Prince Jr. is beefing with Takeoff's family, he's in the shadows with Boosie, and now Finesse is unraveling in front of everybody. So now people are asking, how many bridges can one man burn before the whole empire collapses? Because here's the truth. When you build your whole name on silence, fear, and power moves, all it takes is one person to flip, one artist, one friend, one witness, and it's done. So who's gonna crack first? Will it be Boosie? Will Finesse finally drop the real story? Or is 50 Cent, who's made it his mission to expose Mob Ties, about to push J. Prince Jr. to do the unthinkable, break the code of silence, and save himself? One way or another, this empire, it's crumbling, and the whispers, they're turning into federal knocks. Behind the scenes, agents are quietly digging into Boosie's whole empire, his mansions, his land in Georgia, his Baton Rouge estate. Every dollar, every title, every name getting traced. This ain't just an investigation now. This is surveillance. And don't get it twisted. This ain't just about Boosie. J. Prince Jr. is right in it too. Artists are distancing themselves. Labels are falling back. This ain't no rap beef anymore. This is straight Rico energy. And with word that Duke's killer might be caught on camera, if that tape hits the feds or gets sold to TMZ, game over.